This is the Kenetic class, and this is what the Kenetic class does. Pretty simple, right? I've got some AoE skills. These fellows. Just like that. Right, so for my kinetic damage build, my main burst damage is Sledgehammer. So they call it a Sledgehammer build for good reason. A lot of it's focused around Sledgehammer. So if we look at what skills I've taken, I have Gravity Trap, Chain Gravitation, which I use for my AoE protective shield, Quantum Collapse, and Sledgehammer. Now the main damage talents that I take for the kinetic damage build are Quiescence, Principle of Inertia, which is a buff for chain gravitation to hit more targets, Quantum Collapse, which allows chain gravitation to do automatic finishers, so it takes out groups of enemies quickly if you hit them with enough of that. And I use Energy Wave stuns for 1.5 seconds because Energy Wave doesn't take any of your resource, your energy, your stamina, whatever you like to call it. Using that in between chain gravitations will help you use less energy and still do pretty good damage. This Bouncer talent upgrades Sledgehammer to hit more times and do more damage. And also I take Centrifuge, which is an upgrade for Quantum Collapse. Cast it faster and do more damage. Painful Charge is pretty important. It makes your kinetic pulse do a lot more damage. It's just your basic attack. And with my symbol build, I end up doing a lot of damage just spamming my basic attack. And I have Overload, which increases damage in PvP for Sledgehammer and Stone Spear. It's kind of a PvP talent, so you may take another PvE talent if you like. For my equipment, I use Blue Reactor Core for more Sledgehammer damage, critical Sledgehammer damage, and I take the Energy Wave, does 166% more damage in my gloves. So my AoE Energy Wave will be useful. So I have mostly Strength, Luck, and Critical Chance. Do use some Spirit because impulse damage is pretty important to kinetics. in that regard. So for symbols, I'm using maximum recoil, painful spasms, lacerated wound, gravitational perturbation, which is the kinetic mastery symbol. Makes so when an impulse charge goes off, you do 10% more damage for 6 seconds. So it's a good damage increase. I have the Paladin, Divine Intervention, the Shroud of Light from the Lightbringer, Impulse Barrier. I have 2 levels in this, so 6% shield every time impulse goes off, and impact so that I get extra stuns. It's really helpful in PvE. You'll knock them down periodically, and that will really reduce how much damage you take. My provinces, my order, I have critical chance, mostly discharge recovery, defense penetration, and accuracy. As my chapels, I just keep upgrading those. And so that's my kinetic build. It gets my DPS wishes fulfilled. Takes care of business. Quite nicely. Now, Kenetic has its weaknesses. It's not that. It's pretty squishy in PvP. I still mostly use Lightbinder in PvP because PvP is a group affair, so having survivability and damage buffs for everyone in your group ends up being a little more effective than trying to single target burst someone down like the Kenetic. Unless you had already a Lightbinder to support you, a good group, called the shots, that sort of thing. But in pickup PvP groups, that rarely happens, so. Nice thing about the Sledgehammer is the combo you set up, start it, will reduce the amount of damage that you're taking by quite a bit. I sometimes drop down protective shield if I'm just taking auto attacks. So that's how you can take down bosses. It's pretty quick with burst damage of the Kenetic. And I hope you like that build. If you have any opinions on other talents or how to play the Kenetic, please leave them in the comments section below. And like and subscribe to my YouTube videos if you'd like to see more.